How did the sons of Dhritarashtra feel when they came to know that the Pandavas had, with Dhritarashtra leave, left Hastinapur with all their wealth and jewels? Learning that the Pandavas had been commanded by the wise Dhritarashtra to return to their capital, Dusasana, went without loss of time unto his brother, and, having arrived before Duryodhana with his counsels, the prince, afflicted with grief, began to say, Ye mighty warriors, that which we had won after so much trouble, the old men have thrown away. Know ye that he hath made over the whole of that wealth to the foes? At these words, Duryodhana and Karna and Sakuni, the son of Suvala, all of whom were guided by vanity, united together, and desirous of counteracting the sons of Pandu, approaching in haste, saw privately the wise king Dhritarashtra, the son of Vikhitravirya, and spake unto him these pleasing and artful words. Duryodhana said, Hast thou not heard what the learned Vrihaspati, the preceptor of the celestials, said in course of counseling Sakra about mortals and politics? Even these were the words of Vrihaspati. Those enemies that always do wrong by stratagem or force should be slain by every means. If, therefore, with the wealth of the Pandavas we gratify the kings of the earth, and then fight with the sons of Pandu, what reverses can overtake us, when one hath placed on the neck and back of a venomous snake full of wrath, for encompassing his destruction, it is possible for him to take them off, equipped with weapons and seated on their cars. The angry sons of Pandu, like wrathful and venomous snakes, will assuredly annihilate us. Even now Arjuna proceedeth encased in mail and furnished with his couple of quivers, frequently taking up the Gandiva, and wishing hard and casting angry glances around. It hath been heard by us that Vrikodara, hastily ordering his car to be made ready and riding on it, is proceeding along, frequently wheeling his heavy mass. Nakula is going along with the sword in his grasp and the semicircular shield in his hand, and Sahadeva and the king have made signs clearly testifying to their intentions. Having ascended their cars that are full of all kinds of arms, they are whipping their horses and assembling their forces. Persecuted thus by us, they are incapable of forgiving us those injuries. Who is there among them that will forgive that insult to Draupadi? Blessed be thou, we will again gambling with the son of Pandu for sending them to exile. We are competent to bring them thus under our sway, dressed in skins, either we or they defeated at dice, shall repair to the woods for 12 years. The 13th year shall have to be spent in some inhabited country, unrecognized, and if recognized, an exile for another 12 years shall be the consequence. Either we or they shall live. Let the play begin. Casting the dice, let the sons of Pandu once more play. Even this is our highest duty. The Sakuni knoweth well the whole science of dice, even if they succeed in observing this vow for 13 years. We shall be in the meantime firmly rooted in the kingdom, and making alliances, assemble a vast invincible host and keep them content, so that we shall defeat the sons of Pandu if they reappear. Let this plan recommend itself to thee. Dhritarashtra said, Bring back the Pandavas then, indeed, even if they have gone a great way. Let them come at once again to cast dice. Then Drona, Somadatta, and Valhika, Gautama, Vidura, the son of Drona, and the mighty son of Dhritarashtra, by his Vaisya wife, behu his Ravas, and Vihisma, and that mighty warrior Vikarna. I'll say it, let not the play commence, let there be peace. Dhritarashtra, partial to his sons, disregarding the counsels of all his wise friends and relatives, summoned the sons of Pandu. It was then that the virtuous Gandhari, afflicted with grief on account of her affection for her sons, addressed King Dhritarashtra and said, when Duryodhana was born, Vidura of great intelligence had said, it is well to send this disgrace of the race to the other world. He cried repeatedly and dissonantly like a jackal. It is certain he will prove the destruction of our race. Take this to heart. Sink not for thy own fault into an ocean of calamity. Accord not thy approbation to the counsels of the wicked ones of immature ears. Be not thou the cause of the terrible destruction of this race. Who is there that will break an embankment which hath been completed, or he kindly a conflagration which hath been extinguished? Who is there that will provoke the peaceful sons of Pritha? Thou rememberest everything, still I will call thy attention to this. The scriptures can never control the wicked-minded for good or evil, and a person of immature understanding will never act as one of mature ears. Let thy sons follow thee as their leader. Let them not be separated from thee forever. Therefore, at my word, abandon this wretch of our race. Thou couldst not, from parental affection, do it before. Know that the time hath come for the destruction of race through him. Err not. Let thy mind, guided by counsels of peace, virtue, and true policy, be what is natural is. That prosperity which is acquired by the aid of wicked acts is soon destroyed, while that which is won by mild means taketh root and descendeth from generation to generation. The king thus addressed Gandhari, who pointed out to him in such language the path of virtue, replied unto her, saying, if the destruction of our race is come, let it take place freely. I am ill able to prevent it. Let it be as they desired. Let the Pandavas return, and let my sons again gamble with the sons of Pandu. The royal messenger, agreeably to the commands of the intelligent king Dhritarashtra, coming upon Yudhishthira, the son of Pritha, who had by that time gone a great way, addressed the monarch and said, even these are the words of thy father-like uncle, spoken unto thee. The assembly is ready. Come and cast the dice. Yudhishthira said, creatures obtain fruits good and ill according to the dispensation of the ordainer of the creation. Those fruits are inevitably whether a play or not. This is a summon to dice. It is besides the command of the old king, although I know that it will prove destructive to me, yet I cannot refuse. Although animal made of gold was an impossibility, yet Rama suffered himself to be tempted by deer. Indeed, the minds of men over whom calamities hang became deranged and out of order. Yudhishthira, therefore, having said these words, he traced his steps along with his brothers, and knowing full well the deception practiced by Sakuni, the son of Pritha, came back to sit at dice with him again. These mighty warriors again entered that assembly, afflicting the hearts of all their friends, and compelled by fate, they once more sat down at ease for gambling for the destruction of themselves. Sakuni then said, The old king hath given ye back all your wealth. That is well. Listen to me, there is a stake of great value, either defeated by ye at dice. Dressed in deer skins, we shall enter the great forest and live there for 12 years, passing the whole of the 13th year in some inhabited region. Unrecognized, and if recognized, return to an exile of another 12 years. Or vanquished by us, dressed in deer skins, ye shall, with Krishna, live for 12 years in the woods, passing the whole of the 13th year unrecognized in some inhabited region. If recognized, an exile of another 12 years is to be the consequence. On the expiring of the 13th year, each is to have his kingdom surrendered by the others. With this resolution, play with us, casting the dice. At these words, they that were in that assembly, raising up their arms, said in great anxiety of mind, and from the strength of their feelings, these words: Alas, fear on the friends of Duryodhana, that they do not apprise him of his great danger. Whether he understandeth or not, of his own sense, it is thy duty to tell him plainly. King Yudhishthira, even hearing these various remarks from shame and a sense of virtue, again sat at dice, and talk possessed of great intelligence, and full knowing the consequence, he again began to play, as if knowing that the destruction of the Kurus was at hand. And Yudhishthira said, How can a king like me, always observant of the uses of his own order, refuse when summoned to dice? Therefore I play with thee. Sakuni answered, We have mankind and horses and mules cows, and an infinite number of goats and sheep, and elephants and treasuries, and gold and slaves, both male and female. All these were staked by us before. Now let this be our own stake, exiled into the woods. Being defeated, either ye or we will dwell in the woods, and the 13th year, unrecognized, in some inhabited place. Ye bulls among men, with this determination, will we play. This proposal about a stay in the woods was uttered at once. The son of Pritha, however, accepted it, and Sakuni took up the dice, and casting them, he said unto Yudhishthira, Lo, I have won. Then the vanquished sons of Pritha prepared for their exile into the woods, and they, one after another, in due order, casting off their royal robes, attired themselves in deer skins, and Dusasana, beholding those chastiser of foes, dressed in deer skins, and deprived of their kingdom, and ready to go into exile, exclaimed, The absolute sovereignty of the illustrious king Duryodhana have commenced. The sons of Pandu have been vanquished, and plunged into great affliction. Now have we attained the goal either by broad or narrow paths. For today, becoming superior to our foes in point of prosperity, as also of duration, of rule, have we become praiseworthy of men. The sons of Pritha have all been plunged by us into everlasting hell. They have been deprived of happiness and kingdom for ever and ever. They who, proud of their wealth, laughed in derision at the son of Dhritarashtra, will now have to go into the woods, defeated and deprived by us of all their wealth. Let them now put off their variegated coats of mail, their resplendent robes of celestial make, and let them all attire themselves in deer skins, according to the stake they had accepted of the son of Suvala. They who always used to boast that they had no equals in all the world, will now know and regard themselves in this their calamity, as grains of sesame without the kernel. Although in this dress of theirs the Pandavas seem like unto wise and powerful persons installed in a sacrifice, yet they look like persons not entitled to perform sacrifices, wearing such a guise. The wise Yajnasena of the Somak race, having bestowed his daughter, the prince of Panchala, on the sons of Pandu, acted most unfortunately for the husbands of Yajnaseni. The sons of Pritha are as eunuchs. What joy will be thine upon beholding in the woods these thy husbands, dressed in skins and treated very hags, deprived of their wealth and possessions. Elect thou a husband, whomsoever thou likest, from among all these present here. These Kurus assembled here are all forbearing and self-controlled, and possessed of great wealth. Elect thou one among these as thy lord, that this great calamity may not drag thee to wretchedness. The sons of Pandu now are even like grains of sesame without the kernel, or like show animals encased in skins, or like grains of rice without the kernel. Why showest thou then longer await upon the fallen sons of Pandu? Vain is the labor used upon pressing the same grain devoid of the kernel. Thus did Dusasana, the son of Dhritarashtra, utter in the beginning of the Pandavas harsh words of the most cruel import. In hearing them, the unforbearing Bhishma, in wrath, suddenly approaching that prince like a Himalayan lion upon a jackal, loudly and chastisingly rebuked him in these words: Wicked-minded villain, hast thou in words that are uttered alone by the sinful, boastest thou thus in the midst of the kings, advanced as thou art by the skill of the king of Gandhara? Thou piercest our hearts here with these thy arrowy words. Shall I pierce thy heart in battle, recalling all these to thy mind? And they who from anger or covetousness are walking behind thee as thy protectors, them shall I send to the abode of Yama with their descendants and relatives. Unto Bhishma, dressed in deer skins and uttering these words of wrath, without doing anything, for he could not deviate from the path of virtue. Dusasana, abandoning all sense of shame, dancing around the Kurus, loudly said, Oko, Oko. Bhishma at this once more said, Wretch darest thou, whose harsh words as these, whom doth it behove to boast, thus having won wealth by foul means? I tell thee that, if Vrikodara, the son of Pritha, drinketh not thy life blood, piercing open thy breast in battle, let him not attain to regions of blessedness. I tell thee truly, that, by slaying the sons of Dhritarashtra in battle before the very eyes of all the warriors, I shall pacify this wrath of mine soon enough. And the Pandavas were going away from the assembly. The wicked king Duryodhana, from excess of joy, mimicked by his own steps the playful leonine trait of Bhishma. Then Vrikodara, half turning towards the king, said, Think not ye, fool, that by this thou gainest an ascendance over me, slay thee shall I soon with all thy followers, and answer thee, recalling all these to thy mind. And beholding this insult offered to him, the mighty and proud Bhishma, suppressing his rising rage, and following the steps of Yudhishthira, spake these words while going out of the Kaurava court. I will slay Duryodhana and Dhananjaya, will slay Karna and Sahadeva, will slay Sakuni, that gambler with dice. I repeat in this assembly these proud words which the gods will assuredly make good. If ever we engage in battle with the Kurus, I will slay this wretched Duryodhana in battle with my mace, and prostrating him on the ground, I will place my foot on his head, and as regards this wicked person, Dusasana, who is audacious in speech, I will drink his blood like a lion. And Arjuna said, the resolutions of superior men are not known in wars only. On the 14th year from this day they shall see what happeneth. And Bhishma again said, the earth shall drink the blood of Duryodhana and Karna and the wicked Sakuni and Dusasana that maketh the fourth. Arjuna said, I will, as thou directest, slay in battle this Karna, malicious and jealous, and harsh-speeched and vain, for doing what is agreeably to Bhishma. Arjuna voweth that he will slay in battle with his arrows this Karna with all his followers, and I will send unto the regions of Yama all those other kings that will from foolishness fight against me. The mountains of Himavat might be removed from where they are, the maker of the day lose his brightness, the moon his coldness. This vow of mine will ever be cherished, and all this shall assuredly happen if on the 14th year from this Duryodhana doth not, with proper respect, return us our kingdom. After Arjuna had said this, Sahadeva, the handsome son of Madri, entered with great energy, desirous of slaying Sakuni, waving his might arms and singing like a snake, exclaimed, with eyes red with anger, Thou disgrace of the Gandhara kings, those whom thou thinkest as defeated, are not really. Those are even sharp-pointed arrows from whose wounds thou hast run the risk in battle. I shall certainly accomplish all which Bhishma hath said, adverting to thee with all thy followers. If therefore thou hast anything to do, do it before that day cometh. I shall assuredly slay thee in battle with all thy followers soon enough, if thou stayest in the fight pursuant to the Kshatriya usage. Then, hearing these words of Sahadeva, Nakula, the handsomest of men, spake these words, I shall certainly send unto the abode of Yama all those wicked sons of Dhritarashtra, who desirous of death, and impelled by fate, and moved by the wish of doing what is agreeably to Duryodhana, have used harsh and insulting speeches towards this doctor of Yajnasena at the gambling match. Soon enough shall I, at the command of Yudhishthira, and remembering the wrongs to Draupadi, make the earth destitute of the sons of Dhritarashtra. And those tigers among men, all endowed with long arms, having thus pledged themselves to virtuous promises, approached King Dhritarashtra. Yudhishthira said, I bid farewell unto all the Bharatas, unto my old grandsire, King Somadatta, the great King Valika, Drona, Kripa, all the other kings, Asvatihaman, Vidyura, Dhritarashtra, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, Yayutsu, Sanjaya, and all the courtiers. I bid farewell, all of ye, and returning again I shall see you. Overcome with shame, none of those that were present there could tell Yudhishthira anything. Within their hearts, however, they prayed for the welfare of that intelligent prince. Vidyura then said, The Reverend Pritha is a prince by birth. It behoveth her not to go into the woods, delicate and old, and ever know to happiness. The blessed one will live, respected by me in my abode. Know this, ye sons of Pandu, and let safety be always yours. The Pandavas thereupon said, Let it be thou sayest. thou art our uncle, and therefore like as our father. We are obedient to thee, thou art our most respected superior. We should always obey what thou choosest to command, and order thou whatever else there is that remaineth to be done. Vidura replied, Know this to be my opinion, that one that is vanquished by sinful means need not be pained by such defeat. Thou knowest every rule of morality. Dhananjaya is ever victorious in battle. Bhishmasena is the slayer of foes. Nakula is the getter of unwealth. Sahadeva hath administrative talents. The Haumia is the foremost of all conversant with the Vedas, and the well-behaved Draupadi is conversant with virtue and economy. Ye are attached to one another and feel delight at one another's sight, and enemies cannot separate you from one another, and ye are contented. Therefore, who is there that will not envy ye? This patient abstraction from the possession of the world will be of great benefit to thee. No foe, even if he were equal to Sakra himself, will be able to stand it. Formerly thou wert instructed on the mountain of Himavat by Meru Savarli, in the tower of Varanavata by Krishna Divaya Payana, on the cliff of Bihirigu by Hama, and on the banks of the Hadivati by Sambihu himself. Thou hast listened to the instruction of the great Rishi Asita on the hills of Anjana, and thou becamest a disciple of Bihirigu on the banks of Kalmazhi. Narada and this thy priest, the Haumia, will now become thy instructors. In the matter of the next world, abandon not these excellent lessons thou hast obtained from the Rishis. Thou surpassest in intelligence even Pururavas, the son of Ila, in strength all other monarchs, and in virtue even the Rishis. Therefore resolve thou earnestly to win victory which belongeth to Indra, to control thy wrath which belongeth to Yama, to give in charity which belongeth to Kuvera, and to control our passions which belongeth to Varuna. And obtain thou the power of gladdening from the moon, the power of sustaining our from Vada, forbearance from the earth, energy from the entire solar disk, strength from the winds, and affluence from the other elements, welfare and immunity from ailment be thine. I hope to see thee return, and act properly and duly in all seasons, in those of distress, in those of difficulty, indeed in respect of everything. With our leave, go hence. Blessing be thine. No one can say that ye have done anything sinful before. We hope to see thee, therefore, return in safety and crowned with success. Thus addressed by Vidura, Yudhishthira, the son of Pandu, of prowess incapable of being baffled, saying, So be it. And bowing low unto Bhishma and Drona, went away. Then, when Draupadi was about to set out, she went unto the illustrious Pritha, and solicited her leave, and she asked leave of the other ladies of the household, who had all been plunged into grief, and saluting and embracing every one of them as each deserved, she decided to go away. Then there arose within the inner apartments of the Pandavas a loud wail of war, and Kunti, terribly afflicted upon beholding Draupadi on the eve of her journey, uttered these words in a voice shocked with grief. Grieve not that this great calamity hath overtaken thee. Thou art well conversant with the duties of the female sex, and thy behaviour and conduct are as they should be. It behoveth me not, thou of sweet smiles, to instruct thee as to thy duties towards thy Lord. Thou art chaste and accomplished, and thy qualities have adorned the race of thy birth, the race into which thou hast been admitted by marriage. Fortunate are the Kauravas, that they have not been burnt by thy wrath. Safely go thou blessed by my prayers. Good woman, never suffer their hearts to be unstung at what is inevitably. Protected by virtue that is superior to everything, soon shalt thou obtain good fortune. While living in the woods, keep thy eyes on my child, Sahadeva. See that his heart sinketh not under this great calamity. Saying, so be it, the prince Draupadi, bathed in tears and clad in one piece of cloth, stained with blood and with hair dishevelled, left her mother-in-law. And as she went away weeping and wailing, Pritha herself in grief followed her. She had not gone far when she saw her sons shorn of their ornaments and robes, their bodies clad in deer skins, and their heads down with shame, and she beheld them surrounded by rejoicing foes and pitied by friends, and with excess of parental affection, Kunti approached her sons in that state, and embracing them all, and in a sense shocked by war, she said these words: Ye are virtuous and good-mannered, and adorned with all excellent qualities and respectful behavior. Ye are all high-minded and engaged in the service of your superiors, and ye are devoted to the gods and the performance of sacrifice. Why then hath this calamity overtaken you? Whence is this havas of fortune? I do not see by whose wickedness this thing hath overtaken you. Alas, I have brought you forth. All this must be due to my ill fortune. It is for this that ye have been overtaken by this calamity, though ye all are endowed with excellent virtues. In energy and prowess and in strength and firmness and might ye are not waiting. How shall ye now, losing your wealth and possessions, live poor in the pathless woods? If I had known before that ye were destined to live in the woods, I would not have on Pandu death come from the mountains of Satasringa to Hastinapur. Fortunate was your father, as I now regard, for he truly reaped the fruit of his asceticism, and he was gifted with foresight, as he entertained the wish of ascending heaven, without having to feel any pain on account of his sons. Fortunate was the virtuous mother, as I regard her today, who had, it seems, a foreknowledge of what would happen, and who on that account obtained the high path of emancipation, and every blessing therewith. Mother looked upon me as her stay, and her mind and her affections were ever fixed on me. Fear on my desire of life, owing to which I suffer all this war. Ye children, ye are all excellent and dear unto me. I have obtained you after much suffering. I cannot leave you, even I will go with you. Alas, why dost thou leave me? Everything ended with life is sure to perish. Hath the Hatha himself forgotten to ordain my death? Perhaps it is, and therefore life doth not quit me. Thou who dwellest in Dvaraka, where art thou? Why dost thou not deliver me and this best of men from such war? They saw that thou who art without beginning and without end deliverest those that think of thee. Why doth this saying become untrue? These my sons are ever attached to virtue and nobility and good fame and prowess. They deserve not to suffer affliction. Show them mercy. Alas, when there are such elders amongst our race as Vítima and Drona and Kripa, all conversant with morality and the science of worldly concerns, how could such calamity at all come? Where art thou? Why sufferest thou quietly thy good children to be thus sent into exile, defeated at dice? This is from going. Thou art my dearest shield, dearer than my body itself. Forsake me not. It behoveth thee to have some kindness for me, bound by the ties of virtue. Let these thy brothers go. Then earn thou that virtue which springeth from waiting upon me. The Pandavas then consoled their weeping mother, and with hearts plunged in grief set out for the woods. And Vidura himself, much afflicted, consoling the distressed Kunti with reasons, and led her slowly to his house. And the ladies of the Dhritarashtra house, hearing everything as it happened, the exile and the dragging of Krishna into the assembly where the princes had gambled, loudly wept, censuring the Kauravas, and the ladies of the royal household sat silent for a long time, covering their lotus-like faces with their fair hands. And the king, Dhritarashtra, thinking of the dangers that threatened his sons, became a prey to anxiety and could not enjoy peace of mind, and anxiously meditating on everything, and with mind deprived of its equanimity, through grief he sent a messenger unto Vidura, saying, Let Kishata come to me without a moment delay. At this summons, Vidura quickly came to Dhritarashtra's palace, and as soon as he came, the monarch asked him with great anxiety how the Pandavas had left Hastinapur. As soon as Vidura, endowed with great foresight, came unto him, King Dhritarashtra, the son of Anvika, timidly asked his brother, How doth Yudhishthira, the son of Dharma, proceeded along, and how Arjuna, and how the twin sons of Madri, and how doth the Haumia proceed along, and how the illustrious Draupadi? I desire to hear everything. Describe to me all their acts. Vidura replied, Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, hath gone away covering his face with his cloth, and Bhishma hath gone away looking at his own might arms, and Jishnu hath gone away following the king spreading sand grains around, and Sahadeva, the son of Madri, hath gone away besmearing his face, and Nakula, the handsomest of men, hath gone away, staining himself with dust, and his heart in great affliction. And the large-eyed and beautiful Krishna hath gone away, covering her face with her dishevelled hair, following in the wake of the king, weeping and in tears. And the Haumia goeth along the road, with kusa grass in hand, and uttering the awful mantras of Samaveda that relate to Yama. Dhritarashtra asked, Tell me, why is it that the Pandavas are leaving Hastinapur in such varied guise? Vidura replied, Tog persecuted by thy sons in hotbed of his kingdom, and unwealth, the mind of the wise king Yudhishthira, the just, hath not yet deviated from the path of virtue. King Yudhishthira is always kind to thy children. Tog deprived by foul means, filled with wrath as he is, he doth not open eyes. I should not burn the people by looking at them with angry eyes, thinking, the royal son of Pandu goeth covering his face. Listen to me as I tell thee. Why Bhishma goeth? There is none equal to me in strength of arms. and proud of the strength of his arms, Vrikodara goeth, exhibiting them and desiring to do unto his enemies deeds worthy of those arms. And Arjuna, the son of Kunti, capable of using both his arms, followeth the footstep of Yudhishthira, scattering sand grains, emblematical of the arrows he wound shower in battle. He indicateth that, as the sand grains are scattered by him with ease, so will he rain arrows with perfect ease on the foe. And Sahadeva goeth besmearing his face, thinking, none may recognize me in this day of trouble. And Nakula goeth staining himself with dust, thinking, lest otherwise I steal the hearts of the ladies that may look at me. And Draupadi goeth attired in one piece of stained cloth, her hair dishevelled and weeping, signifying the wives of those for whom I have been reduced to such a plight shall on the 14th year hence be deprived of husbands, sons, and relatives, and dear ones, and smeared all over with blood, with hair dishevelled, and all in their feminine seasons, enter Hastinapuri, having offered oblations of water. And the learned Dichalmia, with passos under full control, holding the kusa grass in his hand, and pointing the same towards the southwest, walketh before, singing the mantras of the Samaveda that relate to Yama. And that learned Brahmana goeth, signifying, when the Bharata shall be slain in battle, the priests of the Kurus will thus sing the Soma mantras, and the citizens, afflicted with great grief, are repeatedly crying out, Alas, behold our master are going away. Fear on the Kuru elders that have acted like foolish children in thus banishing heirs of Pandu from covetousness alone. Separated from the son of Pandu, we all shall become masterless. What love can we bear to the wicked and avaricious Kurus? Thus have the sons of Kunti, endowed with great energy of mind, gone away, indicating by manners and signs the resolutions that are in their hearts. And as those foremost of men had gone away from Hastinapuri, flashes of lightning appeared in the sky, tog without clouds, and the earth itself began to tremble. And Rahu came to devour the sun, although it was not the day of conjunction, and meteors began to fall, keeping the seat of their right. And jackals and vultures and ravens and other carnivorous beasts and birds began to shriek and cry aloud from the temples of the gods and the tops of sacred trees and walls and housetops. And these extraordinary calamitous portents were seen and heard, indicating the destruction of the Bharatas as the consequence of thy evil counsels. And while King Dhritarashtra and the wise Vidura were thus talking with each other, there appeared in that assembly of the Kauravas, and before the eyes of all, the best of the celestial rishis. And appearing before them all, he uttered these terrible words. On the 14th year hence, the Kauravas, in consequence of Duryodhana's fault, will all be destroyed by the might of Bhima and Arjuna. And having said this, that best of celestial riches, adorned with surpassing Vedic grace, passing through the skies, disappeared from the scene. Then Duryodhana and Karna and Sakuni, the son of Suvala, regarding Drona as their sole refuge, offered the kingdom to him. Drona then, addressing the envious and wrathful Duryodhana and Dusasana and Karna and all the Bharata, said, The Brahmanas have said that the Pandavas, being of celestial origin, are incapable of being slain. The sons of Dhritarashtra, however, having with all the kings heartily and with reverence sought my protection, I shall look after them to the best of my power. Destiny is supreme. I cannot abandon them. The sons of Pandu, defeated at dice, are going into exile in pursuance of their promise. They will live in the woods for 12 years, practicing the Brahmacharya mode of life. For this period they will return in anger, and to our great grief take the unpleasant vengeance on their foes. I had formerly deprived Drupada of his kingdom in a friendly dispute, robbed of his kingdom by me. The king performed a sacrifice for obtaining our son. Aided by the ascetic power of Yaja and Upayaja, Drupada obtained from the fire our son named Dhiristadiumna and the doctor, the faultless Krishna, both rising from the sacrificial platform. That Dhiristadiumna is the brother-in-law of the sons of Pandu, by marriage and dear unto them. It is for him, therefore, that I have much fear. Of celestial origin, and resplendent as the fire, he was born with bow, arrows, and encased in mail. I am a being that is mortal. Therefore it is for him that I have great fear. That slayer of our foes, the son of Parshata, have taken the side of the Pandavas. I shall have to lose my life if he and I ever encounter each other in battle. What grief can be greater to me in this world than this? Ye Kauravas, that the Dhiristadiumna is the destined slayer of Drona. This belief is general. That he have been born for slaying me, have been heard by me, and is widely known in the world. For thy sake, that terrible season of destruction is almost come. Do without loss of time what may be beneficial unto thee. Think not that everything hath been accomplished by sending the Pandavas into exile. This thy happiness will last for a moment, even as in winter the shadow of the top of a palm tree hasteth at its base. Perform various kinds of sacrifice, and enjoy, and give everything thou likest. On the 14th year hence, a great calamity will overwhelm thee. Hearing these words of Drona, the Dhritarashtra said, The preceptor hath uttered what is true. Go thou and bring back the Pandavas. If they do not come back, let them go treated with respect and affection. Let those my sons go with weapons, and cars, and infantry, and enjoying every other good thing. Defeated at dice, after the Pandavas had gone to the woods, Dhritarashtra was overcome with anxiety, and while he was seated restless with anxiety, and singing in grief, Sanjaya approaching him said, Lord of the earth, having now obtained the whole earth with all its wealth, and sent away the sons of Pandu into exile, why is it that thou grievest? Dhritarashtra said, What have they not to grieve for who will have to encounter in battle those bulls among warriors, the sons of Pandu, fighting on great cars and aided by allies? Sanjaya said, All this great hostility is inevitably on account of thy mistaken action, and this will assuredly bring about the wholesale destruction of the whole world. Forbidden by Bhisma, by Drona, and by Vidura, thy wicked-minded and shameless son Duryodhana sent his suitor messenger, commanding him to bring into court the beloved and virtuous wife of the Pandavas. The gods first deprived that man of his reason, unto whom they send defeat and disgrace. It is for this that such a person seeth things in a strange light. When destruction is at hand, evil appeareth as good unto the understanding polluted by sin, and the man adhereth to it firmly. That which is improper appeareth as proper, and that which is proper appeareth as improper unto the man about to be overwhelmed by destruction. And evil and impropriate are what he liketh. The time that bringeth on destruction doth not come with upraised club and smash on head. On the other hand, the peculiarity of such a time is that it maketh a man behold evil in good and good in evil. The wretches have brought on themselves this terribly unwholesale and horribly destruction by dragging the helpless prince of Panchala into the court. Who else than Duryodhana, that false player of dice, could bring into the assembly with insults the doctor of Drupada, and with beauty and intelligence, and conversant with every rule of morality and duty, and sprung not from any woman womb, but from the sacred fire? The handsome Krishna, then in her season, attired in one piece of stained cloth, when brought into the court, cast her eyes upon the Pandavas. She beheld them, however, hobbled of their wealth, of their kingdom, of even their attire, of their beauty, of every enjoyment, and plunged into a state of bondage. Bound by the tie of virtue, they were then unable to exert their prowess. And before all the assembled kings, Duryodhana and Karna spake cruel and harsh words unto the distressed and enraged Krishna, undeserving of such treatment. All this appeareth to me as foreboding fearful consequences. The Dhritarashtra said, the glances of the distressed doctor of Drupada might consume the whole earth. Can it be possible that even a single son of mine will live? The wives of the Viharatas, uniting with Gandhari, upon beholding virtuous Krishna, the wedded wife of the Pandavas, and with beauty and youth, dragged into the court, set up frightful wail. Even now, along with all my subjects, they wept every day, enraged at the ill treatment of Draupadi. The Brahmanas in a body did not perform that evening their Agnihotra ceremony. The winds blew mightily as they did at the time of the universal dissolution. There was a terrible thunderstorm. Meteors fell from the sky, and Rahu, by swallowing the sun, unseasonably alarmed the people terribly. Our war chariot were suddenly ablaze, and all their flagstaffs fell down, foreboding evil unto the Viharatas. Jackals began to cry frightfully from within the sacred fire chamber of Duryodhana, and asses from all directions began to bray in response. Then Bhishma and Drona and Kripa and Somadatta and the high-souled Valika all left the assembly. It was then that at the advice of Vidura, I addressed Krishna and said, I will grant thee boons. In thee, whatever thou wouldst ask. The prince of Panchala there begged of me the liberation of the Pandavas. Out of my own motion, I then set free the Pandavas, commanding them to return on their cars and with their bows and arrows. It was then that Vidura told me, even this will prove the destruction of the Vihārata race, this dragging of Krishna into the court. This daughter of the king of Panchala is the faultless Sri herself, of celestial origin. She is the wedded wife of the Pandavas. The wrathful sons of Pandu will never forgive this insult offered unto her, nor will the mighty bowmen of the Vrishna race, nor the mighty warriors amongst the Panchalas suffer this in silence. Supported by Vasudeva of unbaffled prowess, Arjuna will assuredly come back, surrounded by the Panchala host, and that mighty warrior amongst them, Bhishmasena, and with surpassing strength, will come back, wielding his mace like Yama himself with his club. These kings will scarcely be able to bear the force of Bhishma's mace. Therefore, not hostility, but peace forever with the sons of Pandu is what seemeth to me to be the best. The sons of Pandu are always stronger than the Kurus. Thou knowest that the illustrious and mighty King Jarasandha was slain in battle by Bhishma with his bare arms alone. Therefore, it behoveth thee to make peace with the sons of Pandu, without scruples of any kind, unite the two parties. And if thou actest in this way, thou art sure to obtain good luck. It was thus that Vidura addressed me in words of both virtue and profit, and I did not accept this counsel, moved by affection for my son.